I swear, I shit you not, I checked the mic before starting. Oh, but then I had to restart OBS. It must have defaulted to a microphone that doesn't exist. Yeah, that's always fun. So unless you can lip read, it's going to be mystery what the hell I said as an intro. It was nonsense anyway. Don't worry. I was just wondering, you know, when you say, why hello there, what's with the why? What do you mean why? I know it's some kind of linguistic history shenanigans probably, but why? Why? Yeah, it's just my way of warming up my overthinking muscle. Oh, hey, Frank. Of course he's right there. Boom. And thank you. Why hello there, indeed. Oh, yeah, I could have done the 1920s filter. Yeah. And like put the subtitles down below. Silent film. Not looking forward to the summer. Yeah, I can see that. I used to really hate summer. These days I just have more of a mild distaste for it. You know, it's actually not that bad here. But I know sometimes the West Coast has gone crazy in recent years. Because, like, to me, the West Coast has always been the definition of mild. I mean, at least Vancouver Island and Vancouver mainland. But then BC shattered heat records, like really crazy ones. And I was like, what the hell? What is happening? Thanks, Easy Night. Did you see Shad's reply video to yours? No, I don't watch his channel anymore. What? Okay. So you liked the heat when you were younger. Now you just want cold temperatures. All right. Our summers used to be 25 degrees tops on average. Yeah, I know. That's what I expect. But now... Thanks, Mr. Gulliver. Are we doing more AI, art, or chat GPT? We can. We certainly can. There's just one random thing that came to my mind, which is... It's going to be a question for you. In fact, I should probably put that in a poll. I remember back in 1996 or 7 or something like that. I was reading one of those Choose Your Own Adventures books. I had some of those Lone Wolf books, and there was one different one. It was not Lone Wolf, it was something else. I can't remember what it was, but it had like one really unpleasant choice. So like at one point you can get captured by somebody. I think it was like one of those creepy mansions, and at one point you sneak around, and like some Igor stereotype captures you, and he gives you the choice. Like he leads you down to the dungeon, and he gives you the choice. There are 2 cages. There's one really tall, narrow cage, and then like a small square one. So either way, you're going to be in that cage until you die. So you either have to stand stiffly, or you have to be huddled up, crammed into that cage. Either way, it's going to be extremely unpleasant. What's your choice? Let me just there should be an option for a poll. Yeah, start a poll. So that's just an evil question, right? Let's see. Tall and narrow. Okay. You can't win with this, obviously. This is just like this, you know, dungeon torturer just gives you the choice of which miserable way of dying would you pick. You know, there's no winning, but just out of curiosity, what would you pick? There's probably an anatomical way to approach this. I have a feeling that one of the two kills you faster than the other. I mean, either way, it's going to be horrible. You're going to have cramps and you're going to be in so much pain. At least I can sit or lie down. Well, I don't think you can lie down in it. It's just you're going to be all huddled up, all, you know, squished. Do I get let out eventually? No, that's the evil part. Like, that's the end. If you end up in that situation, in that book, you're dead. It's just a question of, you know, pick your poison. Like, pick how you want to die. I can't be standing too much even in open spaces, so I'd rather die lay down. Well, you can't lay down. That's the thing, though. Like, it's a little box, so you're crouched in there, basically. Like, you're kind of sitting, but like in a fetal position, basically. It's horrible either way. So, like, both super cramped and painful. Anyway, thanks, chat, man. I'm at work, of course you are. But good news, I got a buck raise. Well, that's nice. $16.50 an hour now. I mean, it should be way more in this economy, way more. But it's something, right? Just gotta make like 10 more bucks an hour and I can live on my own with 50 roommates. Yeah, exactly. I said that before I even finished reading it. Yeah. Yep. So, that's pretty much what I figured. The poll is like, it's mostly split. Like, 54% say tall and narrow. 45% short and square. It sucks either way, of course. That's pretty much what I expected. What surprises me is that nobody has said this, you know, this like tough guy idealistic thing of, I'd rather die standing. You know? Which is... I don't think idealism is going to benefit you too much. Then again, at the same time, you might as well stick to it because you're faced with a painful death either way. So I guess you might as well be like, no, I want to die standing like a man. I mean, yeah. I don't know which would give you thrombosis more quickly. Both pretty bad. Might as well not be cringe and be based. Yeah. Uh-huh. Thanks, Logan. I heard Canada's newest military aid is sending you with a longsword and katana from United Cutlery. Well, that'd be fun at first, then not so much. I'm sad. I'd just rather die, period. Yikes. Thanks, Dave. Donation. P.S. Nice hair. Thanks. On both accounts. Yeah. Thrombosis? Question mark. It's a blood clot in a blood vessel. So if you get a blood clot in your lung, for example, or in a, you know, I mean, I was going to say in your aorta, that would be one hell of a blood clot. But yeah, if you get a blood clot in your brain, obviously, you get a stroke, things of that nature. Yeah. I think I can stand longer than squatting before limbs go numb. Yeah. So I think the square cage might kill you faster. Probably. Can you please collab with Weaponism? I'd be up for it. We just have to figure out how, because I can't travel over there right now. Just for budget reasons. Thanks, Faisar. If you were a tree, what tree would you be? Willows are pretty cool. But they look depressed. I'm just going to say maple. I'm just going to be boring here. Because of Canada. Anyway, hickory. What's the creepiest tree? I mean, that would be a dead tree generally, like a necromantic wasteland, but like, I mean, willows, right? Anyway. Cypress trees are the creepiest? Are they? Huh? I think arbutus is really weird. So like, if I wanted to be represented by a tree that like kind of captures my personality, I guess it would be arbutus. Because they're pretty quirky and they grow weird. I don't know. You people with your questions. With your very specific questions. Thick pine. Yeah, don't ask about my thick pine. It might give you some pain. Christmas tree? Oh, how cheerful. Ironwood trees. Yeah, that's a bit too try-hard. You know. I want to be ironwood because that sounds metal. Right? I just realized your comments don't need to be blurry, actually. I can read them just fine, obviously, but they're just a little bit crisper. Just wait until somebody posts something really stupid and I take them off again because I can't handle it. Anyway, I want to be a bonsai. Spotted the weeb. I'm joking. Sad that you got to point that out, but there are some really humorless people on the internet. I keep encountering them. Bonsai trees are really cool. It's just they require so much care. Just joined. What's going on with trees? Yeah, you tell me. People with their random ass questions. That's a thing. Have you seen the new Dracula movie with Nicolas Cage as Dracula? Yeah, Renfield. It is so weird. It is so cagey. Like, this is, God's damn it, is this Nick Cage at his best? Like, overacting to the fullest degree. It's fun. It's definitely a fun flick. It's silly, but it's fun. It's got some surprisingly good action scenes. It's got some Mortal Kombat gore. In fact, they even make a Mortal Kombat reference, which is appreciated. Thanks, Easy Knight. If you were a lord in medieval Germany, what would you pick? Italian export armor or German Gothic, and which weapon to go with it, if money isn't a problem? German Gothic. It looks really nice. And of course, as a noble, you care a lot about looks. Because you get the best stuff available anyway, so you might as well pick what you really like aesthetically, right? I have a bit of a suspicion that Italian armor on average might have been higher quality. You know, Milanese work was pretty damn sweet. Damn it. I can't take a call right now. Go fluff yourself. I'm streaming. How do you not know that? Random caller. Not actually random, but still. Have you ever done videos on what people would have to wear on the rare occasion they had to fight in winter? No. I would have to research that. Personally, I would go with a German Gothic armor with a warhammer or poleaxe. Yeah. Full suit of armor with poleaxe is a good choice. Like early Byzantine drip, though. Yeah, fair enough. I wouldn't call winter a rare occasion. Yeah, they meant fighting in winter, as in you normally didn't campaign during winter, because it sucks. But there might still be duels or smaller melees or something. But they would generally try to avoid that. Unless you're House Stark, yeah, they're okay with it. Thanks, Mr. Gulliver. If you could choose one medieval monarch to be your roommate, who would it be and why? If you had to choose a medieval castle to live in for the rest of your life, which one would it be and why? I'm not a castle guy. You're asking the wrong person here. To be honest, I don't really give much of a shit about castles. I mean, yeah, they're cool to visit and all as a tourist, but I've never really been interested in them, like as research material. Which medieval monarch would be my roommate? They'd all suck. I mean, medieval, generally noblemen. I mean, come on. They're trash. They think they're better than you in every way. They're spoiled. They make demands they expect you to obey at all times. Hell no. None of these. Do not want. You can live in a cardboard box, as far as I'm concerned. King Henry VIII. Henry VIII is quirky and kind of interesting in that way, but that's Renaissance. That's not Middle Ages anymore. Thanks, Arabian Night Armor. You want to check vids of me lifting weights in plate? Why don't you ask the chat? I'm sure that'll be really popular. They can also watch you snort pre-workout, I guess. How much you bench, bruh? Thanks, El Buano. Time in human history most interested to visit. Earlier in history where we don't know as much, because that would be interesting to, explore. Like Bronze Age and earlier, because the further back we go, the less we actually know. Limited sources. Dost thou even hoist? Indeed. Hoist is such a great word. I like it. My bench is actually made by a company called Hoist. It's on there. Hoist! How are you doing today? Still fine, thank you. I say still because I still have enough caffeine in my system to be fine. I never sleep well, but lately it's been even worse than usual for some reason. Like I just wake up dead tired. I also wake up during the night pretty often. So, yeah. It's not fun. Anyway, Paleo or Neolithic eras were awesome. I'm not sure I would use awesome, but interesting, for sure. By the way, I also made a real Dark Souls Elite Knight helmet if you want to check that out. That sounds pretty cool. 3mm thick, 410 stainless, used in Buhurt combat. It's in a short. All right. So you're here to promote your channel, primarily, I take it. Well, it's Super Chats. Thank you, by the way. What does the Elite Knight helmet look like again? I forgot. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, the most iconic one. That's cool. I do like that helmet quite a bit. Thanks, Ulfablod. What's your favorite material for weapons in general, like bronze, iron, etc.? Steel. Very simple. I'm a simple man. 5160. It's good stuff. Thanks, Freak Dog's Flare. Personally, I would go to 66 million years ago. Yeah, I mean, the further you can go back, the more interesting. You can go check out, did the dinosaurs really have feathers? How many did they have? Which ones had feathers? What the hell did they really look like? Are the reconstructions totally off? That'd be interesting. I wouldn't want to be there physically. I would just want to, like astral project my consciousness back in time, because that way you also can't mess with the timeline. But that would be super interesting, yeah. If I could do that, I'd be doing nothing else. I'd be like, projecting my mind into history back and forth and sideways. That'd be so cool. So VR, yeah, kind of. Like if you could have a 3D recording of the universe throughout time, and you can just kind of, skip back and forth and fast forward and all of that. Love that last video. Your backyard is beautiful. That would be amazing if that was directly our backyard, but it's not far from here. I do like that spot a lot. Would you rather live in the Star Wars universe or Cyberpunk? Oof, yikes. Like, as a regular person, that kind of sucks either way. I kind of have to say Star Wars just because, I don't know, we already live in a corporate dystopia, even though it's a super lame version. It would be nice to try something different, you know? I was just getting distracted for a moment because I can hear a bird. It sounds loud enough that it might be right at the window or something. Close, either way. Thanks, Frank. Just found out my two-handed claymore from Arms and Armor is going to get to my doorstep in the month of October this year. It's been 7 months now. Yeah, that requires a lot of patience. I hope you're the patient kind of guy. I'm not. But I mean, the best way to deal with that is not think about it. Just forget about it, and eventually it shows up and you're like, whoa, oh yeah, right, that. Cool. But I mean, if you get it in time for Halloween, that's pretty neat too. I hate space. Okay. Well, find out how to transplant your mind to the densest material known in the universe. Become the center of a black hole. There won't be space. There'll just be incredibly condensed matter. No space. Too bad it is in space, though, huh? So you gotta cross the boundary of what you hate. We need solar punk. I agree. I don't think we're getting it, but we need it. I really want to be a medieval weapons collector, but I'm too poor to buy a weapon right now. Yeah, that's understandable. Especially in this ridiculous economy. Every time I go grocery shopping, I'm like, this is obscene. This is literally insulting. How dare you ask these prices, you greedy pieces of garbage. Isn't it infuriating? Anyway. You need a replicator, yeah. But the problem is we would need a different economical system first, because if we got replicators, guess who would have them? The filthy rich, nobody else. Like, it would not be accessible to the average person. So that wouldn't really help. Only found out a couple of years ago that natural gas appliances were a thing. Feels super steampunk to me. Yeah. Kind of. You're lucky if you don't live in Newfoundland if you're talking about prices of things. Is it even worse than other provinces? I thought it was horrible across the board at this point. I mean, you also have Superstore, don't you? And that is just pure greed at this point. Ridiculous. Break into a rich guy's house and use his replicator to make you a replicator. Yeah, but the problem is that the rich guy has security you haven't even heard of. Good luck breaking in there. least you don't have to worry about going to the store and it having it turn into a PvP event. Yeah, I mean, even during Black Friday sales, that doesn't really happen here, for the most part, which is shocking, isn't it? In fact, I remember last Black Friday, I went, just kind of cautiously approached the stores like, how much of a battlefield is this? It was like desolate. There was hardly anybody there. Like, huh. Normally you think of the mass brawls at US stores where they the Mortal Kombat finish each other over a toaster. It's like rip someone's spine out so you can get a new TV. People don't beat each other with a waffle iron that they're fighting over? No, not that I've seen. Crazy, huh? I mean, we also haven't been flipping and burning cars. Like, we don't know how to party here, Anyway. The toilet paper wars of 2020. Yeah, that was rough too. I'm still like, it's been 3 years and I still can't understand what on earth, like why would that be the thing, right? It's like a pandemic happens and suddenly everybody is like, oh no, my ass. I'm going to have to wipe my ass and I won't be able to. Huh? Okay. I mean, to be fair, they also sold out MREs and like the preppers were basically having orgasms all over the place. They were like, yes, my fantasy finally happens. And it didn't. It was just lame. But hey, for a second, they were really getting off. Hang on, is that why they needed all the toilet paper? Clean up the mess they made? So, oh yeah, apocalypse! Oh. I think I just figured it out. It's been a mystery for 3 years, but now we know. It was all the preppers.
Kitchen towels are way better for that purpose.
Mm-hmm. Toilet paper is not even a necessity. No, not really. I mean, I guess everybody who owned a bidet at the time was like, ha ha, you fools. Thanks, Freak Dog's Flare. Some of the masks they made were creepy. Who? Who made creepy masks? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean like in the Stone Age? Or what are you talking about?
COVID masks?
Oh, COVID masks. Maybe. Right. I was just looking at his previous comment, which was about going back in time. So I try to connect that. But yeah. There were some weird homemade masks that probably didn't do much. Yeah. Oh yeah, the 3 seashells. You gotta know how to use those. Yep. You can eat toilet paper? Yeah, I'm not gonna try that out. But feel free to. People kept dirty ass masks in their pocket for weeks and put it on only to show it was ridiculous. Yeah, Mask hygiene was not very good and still isn't, in case of the few people who still use them. I'm quite fond of the effect of masks, which is that I have not gotten sick in 3 years. That's amazing. Normally, I used to get the sniffles once a year, if I'm unlucky twice, but like nothing. Last time was early 2020, and since then, that's nice. And yeah, I also have to admit, I also improved my hand washing technique. I thought I was washing my hands just fine, but then realized, no, actually, you could do way better. Yeah, the random things we talk about during the stream. Hehe. Actually did eradicate several cold and flu strains in some places. Yeah, but they were kind of replaced by COVID strains, weren't they? I don't think that really helped in the big picture. But yeah, at least it's not, on emergency level anymore. It's still around, but yeah. It's just weird to experience that at all these days, because we like to think that, well, the time of plagues and pandemics is over, but no, it never is. It's just nowhere near as bad as it used to be. Because back in history, oh boy, they didn't even know how to take the most basic precautions. And what they tried was based on, well, humors and what's the term? Oh yeah, miasma. Okay, at least that part wasn't actually super terribly far off. Like they thought it was actual smells that infect you. Well, it is something airborne, so it wasn't completely off. So they kind of got it half right. But yeah, that kind of thing just would wreak havoc back then. Thanks, Frank. I got a gas mask for what was happening during the BLM riots, and it worked pretty well for other reasons I won't get into. Other reasons you won't get into.
Don't kink shame people.
I will kink shame all I please. You get to drop one meteorite on Earth. You choose where, when, how big, and what it's made of. But it's hitting at 20 kilometers per second, whether you like it or not. So you don't aim a ton of gold at yourself. Okay.
A meteorite that actually goes through at a ton. That doesn't matter where you aim that fucker.
Yeah, I mean, how big? I can choose, so I can make it like a tennis ball. Which, I mean, with that speed, it will still do some damage. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be tempted to just be like, size of the moon. Fuck it, let's get it over with. It's just humanity needs to be canceled. But yeah, I'll probably just No, never mind. I have something in mind, but it's probably not YouTube safe, so I'm just gonna leave it be. Not before I've given my virginity. That's well, I mean, noble goals, I guess. Hang on. Give me another 15 minutes. I got this.
Does he have a hooker on call?
Yeah, it might take a bit longer than that. There was a lady in Alabama that got hit with a meteor that bounced off her microwave first? What? All right, well. Good thing it lost basically all of its energy. Dead card 13, thank you. If God hasn't been able to wipe us out, why would you do better? Because I exist? Sorry. The meteor story, I seen it crashed into a home but didn't hit anyone. Huh. I mean, good for them. I hate renting. Yeah, I think that's a sentiment shared by like 80% of the population right now. Make the asteroid a giant threaded pommel. Hey, it might be time to go for a great reset on Earth, but we don't have to destroy the entire solar system, all right? Just let's not go too crazy here. Restraint is a virtue, or so I've heard.
What kind of material restraints?
Material restraints?
I mean, yeah, if restraints are a virtue, are we talking chains, rope, silk?
Shall we take the kink shaming back up? Restraints. The hand sanitizer let you know where all the cuts on your hands are after you've been working. Yeah. That's always great. Like you don't think there's anything, but then you apply hand sanitizer, it's like, ah! I don't believe anything, but I make reasonable assumptions. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Also known as science.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if we went back to the Middle Ages and taught them how to make hand sanitizer. I mean, it would just be like, you just tell them wash your hands with alcohol, right? Like, whip out the strongest spirits you've got and wash your hands with that, you filthy monkeys. But they had so many other unhygienic habits that you have to tell them to do it a lot. Imagine going back to the Middle Ages at all. Oh, look, I nicked my thumb. Guess I'll die. Yeah, I mean, just think about how people get really bad diarrhea whenever they go to Mexico. You know, Montezuma's revenge. Multiply that by a factor of poop, and then you've got the Middle Ages. That would be a rough ride. You stubbed your toe. Time to amputate. Yup. Time to whip out the bone saw. Here's a piece of wood to bite down on. Time to man up, boy. Yeah. History. Fun times. Everything we bitch about nowadays, they'd be like, yes, please, inflict this upon me if I can escape the constant pains of my world. I mean, some of them would be like, ew, what is this? These people live in sin. Anyway. I mean, we do. The internet is proof of that. We also live in cringe. Don't worry, the pain should cause you to pass out. Yeah, hopefully long enough. You might wake up and pass out again. Yeah. Nah, your body adapts. You mean if you don't die of dysentery first? Don't kink shame my love of cringe. Okay, that one I'll hand you. You can have that. It's okay. When pain tolerance doesn't pay off, yeah. The weird thing is, this idea that you get desensitized to pain the more you're exposed to it. Apparently, like, there have been scientific studies that show that it's the other way around. The more you get exposed to pain, the more sensitive you get to it. Which makes sense. You know, evolutionarily, your body would be like, shit, we keep running into situations where we get damaged. We need to avoid that. So, like, more incentive on avoiding that. It's going to get worse every time. Stop that. I mean, it can still happen. Like, you can deaden nerves, you know, things like that, but life expectancy was so low because of so many child deaths. People didn't really die at 40. Yep, it's true. This is such a major unnecessary oversight, isn't it? Like, why would you factor in the child mortality into the overall life expectancy? It doesn't even make any sense. Not at that time, at least. I mean, they would still be more likely to die earlier, even if they make it through infancy, simply because there were more threats, more hazards than we have nowadays, and much worse medical care, if you want to call it that. But people could absolutely live to the age of 60, 70, 80, if they were lucky. But they were probably in worse shape when they did reach that age. I get kidney stones and I haven't gotten more used to pain. Ugh. Yeah, that's something that I'm glad I've never experienced. From what I hear, it's some of the most excruciating pain you can have. Oof. Isn't that such a bummer that your body is able to generate like ludicrous amounts of pain, particularly on things that you can't even do anything about? Like it makes sense to experience pain when you put your hand on a hot stove or whatever the hell, or you're trying to grab a porcupine, but like kidney stones. I mean, you can drink more, I guess, but when you already have them, there's nothing you can do. So that pain is literally useless. It's just torturing you. Gallstones. Yeah, that also sounds rough. Pain is more useful now because we have medicine and surgery. That's true, yeah. Nowadays it's actually more beneficial. Crunch. I can feel pain in my dreams. Yeah, me too. It's bullshit. This is how you can tell that you're dreaming? You don't feel pain? Bullshit. Sometimes you do. Not often, at least I don't, but sometimes. And it really sucks. Oh, you can't feel pain in your dreams? Huh. Lucky you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain? I can't do math right now. 10 it is. Yeah. On a scale from 1 to... Ah! Okay, never mind. Feeling pain in your dream sounds pretty emo. Not that kind of pain. Not the pain of your heart. Pain of your body, somehow. Your body doesn't even exist in your dreams, but still. Sorta does. During the Middle Ages, men were a lot healthier. Oh yeah, I'm sure. 100%. Yeah, sounds legit. The other night I was chased by an Australian dude in my dreams. That sounds rough. Was he trying to stab you in your fate? Or something? How do you know he was Australian? Probably because he talked like that. Yeah, plot twist. It was not a dream. He was trying to, like, seduce me or something. That's scary. That's definitely a nightmare. Thanks, Freak Dog Slayer. Nanites can slow aging and have humans live for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Nanomachines, son. Well, I do wonder if we'll ever have proper nanites. Definitely not in the way it's done in sci-fi, where it's like magic. Baffles me how their methods of knowing if you're a witch. They would have you touch a hot piece of metal, and if you weren't healed in the morning, you were a witch because God didn't intervene. Yeah, right? Like, pretty much all of their tests for finding out whether somebody is a witch were not possible to pass. Like, most of them just, yeah, you're done. You're screwed. There's no way you can prove your innocence. Ain't that a bummer? The first person to never die has already been born, according to some scientists. Maybe. Yeah. Within the next 80 years or so, maybe they'll figure it out, yeah. That'll wreak havoc on, you know, the population and the economy and the everything. Then again, not necessarily. Like, if you If the birth rates continue to decline, then that might sort of cancel itself out. If you drowned, you were not a witch. If you swam, you were, yeah. That's like, you can't win. You can't win. Imagine a world in which a dictator cannot die. It already feels like that, but yeah, that'd be great. A robot dictator. Yeah. That might actually be better. I mean, how much does it really take? Like, looking at the rotten ass politicians we have, how much of a challenge is it really to come up with something better? Like, ChatGPT could probably lead a country better than these motherfuckers. For the most part. And that's as much politics as I'm gonna do. The world is changing too fast. Can't I live in the world I grew up in like most people in history? No. It's got pros and cons. I have as much nostalgia for the 80s and 90s as the next millennial or Gen Xer. But I also realized that there was a lot was wrong back then. A lot still is, just other things. So, I don't know. I want to live in Mr. Bean era Britain. Looks like paradise. Yeah, there's something to be said about it. They were definitely doing a lot better than they are now. Or like Monty Python era Britain, where you could, buy a house on a single working class income. I mean, you could just about anywhere at that time, but yeah. Cool beans. Actually have decent comedy. Yeah. Are you standing? Have a seat, my man. I already said too much. Because a lot of the time when I edit, I sit and I do a lot of editing, so yeah, I like to mix it up. Yeah, may you live in interesting times. It doesn't sound like a curse, but it is one. Yeah. It do be like that. Imagine being able to buy a car with cash in the 21st century. Pfft. That's a couple bags of cash, yeah. I say we develop exoskeletons for dolphins and let them rule. Bold. They, as far as I know, dolphins can be a little rapey at times. So, Why use cash when you can use a check? Everything was about checks back then. My father was a young engineer. A new car was 3 months' pay. Now it's more like 2 years. Yeah. Indeed. You must have revenge against the dolphins, then do it back tenfold. Are you just looking for an excuse to molest dolphins? I'm concerned. I have big concern. Dolphins are overrated, I guess. What does do it back tenfold even entail? I don't want to know. We can king shame this one. Yes, we can. Absolutely. Oh, live stream conversations. Why are you dissing on America? Is that supposed to be related? Are you trying to imply that America is a nation of dolphin molesters? Are you still into firearms? Yup. Do you see yourself making more black powder content in the future? Black powder, not necessarily. These days, I do like it a little bit more convenient and cleaner and all that. You know? There's nothing wrong with dissing on American here. Yeah, I know. You guys are the most fond of dissing yourself, generally. I can respect that. I can respect some, good-natured self-deprecation. Thanks, Freak Dogs Flair. Someone wrote in the chat saying America's bad. Okay, so that was not directed at me. So you were not trying to tie it in with the dolphins. Good to know. I am less concerned now. What's your favorite Middle Ages song? Go to War with Friends by DJ Leach. You know that one, right? Why are we bad? Because everybody is bad. Everybody bad. Human bad. It's entirely good to diss every country no matter what. Yeah. Diss all the countries, diss all the humans. We suck. Diss yourself too. Don't forget. Important. Thanks, Chaos Omega. I was watching Todd's workshop. He said dagger and buckler fighting was a thing. Know anything about that? I'd like to see more of it in HEMA. Dagger and buckler. I can't say I've seen that in any manuscripts. I'd rather have a sword, but hey, better than nothing, right? Just be rich, then America's great. Yeah, absolutely. America's made for the rich. Absolutely. If you're rich, you can do whatever the hell you want. And if you're a cop, that too. When you have a duel, you can have any pair of nonsense weapons. Yeah, that's true. As long as both fighters have the same, you can fight with whatever you want. You can do like reverse grip broom handles. You can fight with scissors. I don't think they had scissors in the Middle Ages, just shears. What is going on? Can you hey, let's leave me be here. Whatever the hell's going on. I don't want it. Oh, okay, never mind. That's fine. Thanks, Luke. When do we get a video about the house? You don't. You don't. It's mystery. Shrouded in, mystery. Yeah. I was looking for a synonym, but what's a synonym to mystery? Yeah. Tweezer fighting, pull each other's hairs out one by one. Yeah, the first to have no more eyebrows loses. Enigma? Yeah, but you can't say shrouded in enigma. That doesn't work. Shrouded in darkness. More like dorkness. Obscurity. Thank you. Shrouded in obscurity. That works. Yeah. Yeah. Mystery and mystique. Yeah, both. Both indeed. Yeah. Shrouded in pigeons. Oh boy. More like starlings. We have lots of them here. Thanks, Mr. Gulliver. How did the introduction of firearms in the late medieval period affect the use of traditional melee weapons, and what strategies did soldiers use to combat firearms on the battlefield? Well, they beefed up their armor. Like they started to make breastplates thicker so they could withstand gunfire. And, cavalry was pretty important. Like, if you were able to, say, pin down an opponent's firearm formation with your own guns or something, whatever you can, and then flank them with cavalry, that's it, right? Obfuscated by obscurity. Yeah, I like that. Obfuscate. Whoa, holy crap. Thank you, Kettle. Thank you very much. That is extremely generous, and I very much appreciate it. Here you go. This donation is for being such an awesome creator. You're one of my favorites. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I will do my best. But first, sorry. Had to get that out of my lungs. I inhaled a bit of dust earlier, cleaning something. My lungs do not appreciate dust, but whose do, right? Hot tub stream would bring in all the donations. Yeah, if I had a hot tub. I mean, I could do a bathtub stream, I suppose. But I won't. Do you have a tub hot? Do you have a hub hot? Hot kiddie pool in the backyard, yeah. Only pommels. Sounds like a euphemism for balls, doesn't it? I'm gonna show you my big dangling pommels. I'm failing to be able to type properly at the moment, but you just did. I mean, you didn't fail. Medieval bathtub stream. What about a shower stream, though? Is that less romantic than a bathtub? Probably, huh? Sauna stream. Not that we have one, but, you know. Did you watch the coronation? Nah. I could not give the finest of fucks. Not my king. You know? That's just nonsense. Puddle stream. Just sit in a puddle with nothing but rubber boots on. Yeah. Coronations are boring? Yeah, I mean, that too. Not sure how long I'd stay around if you were doing a hot tub stream, but there's people that would like it. Yeah, a few. There's always a few weirdos. Thanks, some person. Hey, you get appreciated. I just did. I appreciate your appreciation. Seaman. Yeah, dude, we want to play Seaman on the Dreamcast? If you have a Dreamcast, yeah, I would be up for that. Yeah, I actually don't. Sconely fans? It sounds like it involves scones. What, with jam? What is this conversation? You tell me. It is whatever you weirdos in the chat make it. And, you know, with the interjection of this weirdo, obviously. With scones in the tub, yeah. Just in the tub, covered with scones instead of water. How about that? Taking a nice, relaxing scone bath. I was disappointed when I found out English scones are just American buttermilk biscuits. Yeah. They're, you know, depending on how they're made and all that, they can be alright. Not the big fan of them, but they're okay. What about crumpets, though? You like crumpets? Since we're already on random things. The entire stream is random, so why am I even saying that? Tea and crumpets. I'd rather have tacos. Yeah, that's fair. My only problem is I hate cilantro, and it's usually included. To me, like, as soon as you put cilantro into anything, it's ruined. Tastes awful. Blasphemy, yeah, I know. A lot of people like it, but my taste buds cannot agree with it at all. I don't have the gene that makes it taste like soap. It's not soap, it does not taste good. At all. This is the weirdest skull stream ever. You must be new. You must be very new if you think this is the weirdest stream. You have not watched many streams. I can tell that. Beans on toast, yeah. Indeed. Normally it's more to the point. That's true, yeah. We're very random all over the place. I mean, that's typically the case with streams, but it's kind of worse. Shall we try to circle back toward like arms and armor and shit and games and what games you playing? Just recently, we went into a game store which had a really nice retro section. Like they just had a bunch of shelves with old NES consoles and Super Nintendos and Atari, and it was so nice. I actually just picked some of them up just to touch the cartridges because there's something about the tactile feel of old video game cartridges, you know? I like that. In fact, they also had some game boxes and manuals. Like they had like a cardboard box full of manuals, and I just picked up some Super Nintendo manuals. I didn't buy them because I don't need them, but I just had to pick them up and just kind of leaf through them because it's just pure nostalgia, you know? It's just nice. Been dumping an unhealthy amount of hours into the new CK3 Game of Thrones mod. All right. I've also been getting back into Fightcade. Been playing some Third Strike and Street Fighter Alpha 3. Which console would make for the best thrown weapon? A CDI? CDI, 3DO, like fairly large ones that are garbage, so there's no shame in breaking them over somebody's head. You know what I mean? Virtual Boy, yeah, you can chuck that at someone, I guess. The one that you can say wee while it flies through the air. Yeah, there you go. Wee! GameCube does have a handle. That's true. Good point. 3DO Aliens vs. Predator. That's about it, yeah. Well, it also had Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Unfortunately, with a garbage controller. Thanks, Kettle. I know you said you will never play a Blizzard game again. However, have you seen Stormgate? It's being made by the OG devs of Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2. I have not. What that? So it's not actually Blizzard making it? I'm okay with that. Oh yeah. It's Warcraft-like. Frost Giant Studios. That looks pretty interesting. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah. I should check that out. Still got my working NES and Genesis with games. Your original ones? Nice. Nifty. Do you have a gaming channel? Not really. I tried to do a side channel for a while, but just it always falls to the wayside because the main channel is too much work. Can't handle it. Arcade cabinet. Arcade cabinets are cool, but I have to say I'm not actually a fan of the arcade sticks and button layout. That's true. The PS2 Slim would actually be reasonably aerodynamic. I think you could throw that probably best. Yeah. Okay. OBS disconnected for a second. I miss how easy game files used to be changed. Took Windows 95 and replaced the Windows sounds with video game ones. My mom wasn't impressed. Well, it used to be a little bit simpler, right? You could stream games. Yeah, that's always an option. I could do that. Hellish Quartz stream, yeah. I could do that sometime. You once said Dragon Prince was good. Have you watched a new season? Oh. I wasn't aware that the new season has come out. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I should get back into that. Indeed. Okay, what else we got? Always enjoy these live stream rants. You're in a minority, but I appreciate it. Top 10 cool swords in gaming. Haven't I done that? I feel like I've done that, at least in a stream. Season 4 came out back in October. Alright. I missed that completely. Thanks, Hades Death God. Have you played Total War Troy? I have not. Would love your impression on the post-battle duel animations. Okay. Was a really good Bronze Age game. Let's see, what's that look like? This is too flashy for my taste. Flashy and lots of spinning and stuff. And they tank like 50 hits or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. A little bit too heroic, which, I mean, it is Troy. It makes sense. You're playing a tabletop role-playing or war games? I don't know. Definitely more Bronze Age / classical RTS games. Yeah, that would not be a mistake. Stepped away for a moment. What are we talking about? Oh, just this and that and the other. Mostly games right now. It's been a little disjointed, but that's fine. Ever heard of Blitz Tank? I have not. You see recent Chinese cartoon Deep Sea? It's pretty gorgeous. I have not seen that. I haven't heard of it. That's what all the new RTS games being focused on, like squads of units, by the way, from what I've seen anyways. I haven't even looked into RTS games in quite a while. I don't even know what they do these days. You know what the kids up to with them RTS? It felt like RTSs have gone out of fashion. At least I don't know. Without specifically looking into it, I haven't seen anything really. Dead genre? Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah. It's just not really much of a thing anymore. The only RTS game I play is the old D&D Stronghold game. Fair enough. Company of Heroes 3 just came out. Wasn't aware of it. Yeah, I don't give a shit about Diablo 4. Blizzard is dead to me. Nope. Ah, Chatman is back. Okay, of course. You came back from work, of course, because the stream is over soon. Need an RTS combined with an FPS. They've done that a few times. The problem is usually hybrid games. They're like a mix of different, or crossover of different genres. They tend to not work out so well. They tend to half-ass each genre, you know? In my experience. Do you remember Tobal 2? It was a fighting game where they decided to also turn into an RPG. It has like a RPG mode. And the mechanics just do not lend themselves well to that. It was a cool idea, but execution a little bit shaky. I ask what happened to make you hate Blizzard? Well, how about Diablo Immortal? Absolute laughable rip-off of a game with microtransactions out the ass. It was a huge middle finger to players. And then, you know, all the abuse internally. It's just, fuck that company. Don't you guys have phones? I can't support that. It's just not in good conscience. They're just an absolute garbage company now. For a number of reasons. Not just that. Oh yeah, I remember Sacrifice from 2000. That was unique. I mean, I'm aware that the gaming industry as a whole is pretty horrible. It's just some are even worse. Like that, there comes a point where it's just such trash tier that I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to support it. Thanks, Jacob. Would you be willing to analyze bionicle weapons for a vid? Not really. Sorry. There's a Lego-focused YouTube channel called TTV you could partner with or just peruse the weapons section of the wiki. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. Like, it's toys, it's robots and stuff. Like, what could I possibly say about that? Realism is definitely not going to be a concern or consideration in it at all. You know? I don't think that makes any sense. There's too many things companies do that I don't support for me to avoid them all. No, I totally get it. But as said, I have a certain threshold, like a certain pain threshold. Like when it gets too awful, that's just no. I'm aware that most companies do some shady things, but yeah, I have my limits. Have you covered batting arrows away in depth? Yes, actually. I made a video about cutting arrows out of the air back in 2016 or so, I believe. Yeah, sword versus arrow challenge. You can look that up. People start calling them games altogether. They are now live services. Yeah. Are there any videos where you drastically changed your opinion on the topic? Oh yeah. How popular is HEMA in Canada? It's not super popular, but I mean, it's not enormously popular anywhere, but you can find it. Depends more on the size of the city, really. Because a place like Toronto is going to have quite a number of HEMA schools, whereas smaller cities may not. Just wait, MMOs will be called Metaverse and all games will be pay to earn with no real gameplay, yeah. I'm getting there. Have you played Lord of the Rings or Hobbit Lego video game? No, I've not played or watched anything Lego. Why did Metaverse fail? Because it's a steaming pile of corporate goat shit, maybe? Metaverse failed because VR chat already exists. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I've been streaming for an hour 40 minutes, and we're kind of running out of steam here. It seems things are slowing down, so I'd rather go back to editing. So either way, hope you had fun hanging out. Thanks for watching the stream, and take care, folks. Have a good one.